Do you ever just feel like you're too boring? You're not alone. Do you ever wonder why someone next to you can post on social media and sound so interesting? They can connect with you. You can relate with them. They're getting the clients, but you just can't quite figure out why you aren't. Today's episode, I am going to break down the number one marketing tool that you have in your business that you're not tapping into: your story. Yes, you heard me correct. Your story. It's not your email list. It's not your social media following. It's not your networking. It's not your face to face interactions with your clients. It's your story and the power that it holds. I'm going to share 7 easy ways for you to start showcasing your story in your marketing to actually lead to conversion, and you can stop feeling like you're falling flat when you're connecting with others. Let's dive in.
You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
Hey, Bus Bench babes. I'm really excited for today's show. We are going to chat all about the power of your story, and I'm going to share 7 easy ways for you to show up authentically as your true self in your business and in your brand, and really connect with clients, which will allow them to know, like, and trust you and make that sale so much easier. When we first started talking about the power of your story, and I started sharing like real life examples, and if you want to check this out, go back to episode 14. It really is a good one, and it's still very relevant to today. I started sharing all this. There were so many small businesses, especially realtors, who are not showing up in this way, who are not sharing their story. And now, years later, I think that was probably about 3 years ago, years later, we are hearing over and over, your personal brand is so important in showing up how you truly are and the power of your story. We're now hearing all of these really big coaches in the online space who are not speaking about this before, speaking about it, because the reality is this is where it's at. This is where to spend your time and energy, and this is truly a way to connect with your clients. 2025, I'm going to go on record here and say 2025 is the year that we truly cut through all of the bullshit. And what I mean by that is we have been fed kind of a load of crap throughout the last several years on social media, in email lists, even in real life, of how perfect and how curated lives are. And the reality is they just aren't. We're just human beings living our lives imperfectly in messy middles and showing up day after day. Those with the true success have been living in a messy middle for quite a long time. So when we think about the power of our story and we think about how it is shifting now, people are finally talking about, yes, use the power of that in your marketing. That's really where it's at. I don't know about you, but I'm so sick of seeing the perfectly curated pages on social media, the perfectly curated emails. There's so much crap there that's just not real. That picture perfect kitchen where you're cooking in it. Like, come on, if you're a mom, if you have a family, even if you're not, how many of us are cooking in like that perfect kitchen every single time, right? You're now seeing pages that are sharing like meal prep in a quote unquote real kitchen, or like with a sink of dishes behind them. Or, you're showing like a new design trend that you're seeing, but maybe there's a load of laundry, or your kid's hair isn't brushed, if they're in your social media or in your email marketing. There's so many things that we allowed to sort of happen, allowed to accept that they were reality that truly weren't. And 2025 is calling bullshit on that and truly making businesses and other human beings show up in a way that is much more authentic. If you've been struggling this far and you think, oh my gosh, nothing is perfect enough for me to show up, nothing is curated enough, like I don't have the perfect throw blanket, I don't have a clean kitchen, I don't know exactly what to say to make it perfect. I'm going to give you some hard truth here. Your biggest problem is that you're trying to share a prettied up cleaned up version of your story and it's not your actual story. That's a hard one. Let that sink in. People can see right through that. Now more than ever, people want to see the real. They want to hear the real. They want to feel the real. Showing up as yourself and your brand is the ticket to success and the ticket to conversion. So many of us think that we're boring and we just really have nothing to share. And the reality is that none of us are boring and we all have something to share. And those that have success are the ones that are just willing to do it. So it is human nature to love stories. Who doesn't love a good story? The human connection that comes with it just feels so good. And I'm a huge lover of stories. I love storytelling and I see the importance of it. Like, do you remember being a kid and hearing stories from like your grandparents, or going out on a girls' night and one of your friends shares a story that you can truly connect with, or you go to meet a client for coffee and they share their true reason why they want to move, why they want that specific house. There's a connection there. You can see yourself in that moment. You can relate in that moment. Stories are captivating and unexpected, and selling just isn't. We love feeling like we're right in the moment with someone. We love to feel like we can relate to them right in that moment. And that is where sharing our messy middle. And I don't mean to air out all your dirty laundry, which I've talked about that in many other episodes. And if you go back to episode 14, the power of your story, that'll break that down even more. But it really gives us a glimpse into someone's life and shows us their inner layers, how they work. It allows us to connect with them. In episode 14, the power of storytelling, I share a few examples of how storytelling in just everyday real life makes us want to connect with others, allows us really to see them, to feel what they're going through, and how we will then buy, how we will then be a consumer because of it. So head back to that episode 14, for more information on that. But in this episode, I really want to break down those 7 ways, get right to it, because I know our time is so important, and really share those with you to give you some actionable ways to take with you today so you can actually start storytelling. I don't even know, maybe later today, in your email, in your social media. So again, storytelling gives us a glimpse into life. And it gives us a glimpse into the behind the scenes of your business. It shows us where you're putting your time, where you're putting your energy, what's important to you, what you're learning. And it gives us a space to join you and become a part of it too. We want to be connected. My gosh, COVID showed us alone how much we all desire connection, how much we all need each other. And this is a way that we can really use that as a tool in our business to connect with others just about on every level. All right, you've heard me scream this from the rooftops, but I'm going to say it one more time, probably 100 more times on this podcast. But brands convert. They have such a higher conversion than businesses. If you're not operating a brand, then your conversion is going to be so much less. So in order to be truly successful, we need a brand with a story behind it. What are your values? How did you get there? What is your why? Who do you serve and how do you do it? Let's face it, people just don't buy from businesses. And my gosh, is this true in 2025? Even more so. The cutting through the bullshit year that I am so here for. They buy from the story behind the brand and how it makes them feel. They don't buy from the business. Let that sink in a little bit too. So when you're posting on social media, sharing via email list or your mailings, every time you put any sort of content out into the world, every time you show up in real life, in the world, it reinforces your brand story every single time. So what do you want to say about you? What do you want to say about your brand? What do you want to say about your business? And how do you want to serve your clients through that? I challenge you to think about that each time you post, or before you send that postcard in the mail, or before you share that graphic on social media, or before you show up in a conversation in real life. Is this truly sharing a story of my brand and connecting with my audience? Is this truly created for them? Think about that. Am I truly being authentic here? Our lives are filled with so much perfect that now the desire for imperfection is at a peak high. This desire is going to last for quite a while. So if you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, with allowing yourself to not be so perfect, with allowing others to see a piece of you that is truly you, to see that glimpse behind your business that isn't nearly as curated, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to find more success in life and in your business. Okay, so now that we get the power of storytelling, how do we actually do it? And what should you actually be posting? This is a question I get a lot, and I'm super excited to dive into these 7 easy ways to do this. So if you want more meat on this topic, again, head back to episode 14. I really dive into wonderful examples of how you can share your story and why that really matters, and examples of how others have done it and how others are doing it in your life that you may not even be noticing. Okay, so what should you be posting? That's the question. So, number 1, share your story and how you got to where you are. This is the easiest one, and this might be a hard one. So, how did your business get here? The start until the middle that you are in. And if you are saying, well, I'm not in the middle. Yes, we are. We're all in our middles, right? We're all in that messy middle just trying to make it through. If you have made it to the end, my goodness, I would love to meet you in real life because that is miraculous. I feel like we're all a work in progress, and that is something that we can truly embrace and where we can truly meet each other. This is such a fun thing to share because it gives others a true glimpse into the work it took to get where you are. So many times we're so worried about looking perfect and having it all together. And newsflash, no one has it all together. That's just a lie. And again, 2025 is going to show us that those of us that are willing to admit that we don't have it all together are going to be the ones that truly succeed and have the success that we desire. A real look into the behind the scenes, sharing your story instead of that sales pitch to your client is going to help you build that strong foundation with them. You're going to build that know-like trust factor that we talk about so much and give them a reason to want to work with you without giving them that super salesy pitch. Like, how about we seal that deal before we ever even meet with them? Or that deal is totally sealed before they even contact us to buy a house. Or if you're in another small business, before they even contact you for whatever service that you are providing for them. It is possible through the power of our storytelling to be able to sell to someone without even selling to them, that once they do need a service that we can provide, they will go to us regardless. They're going to go to us because they already know, trust us, and they want to work with us. They are basically waiting for that offer to pop up that they can say yes to. Doesn't this sound like so much more fun than cold calling or just being aggressive with your marketing? I think so. Okay, number 2, share experiences you have as a brand, the experience you have with your clients, the personal connections you make, and how you serve and how it relates to others. Remember, this isn't always just about you, it's about them. Let them feel something. Let them feel a part of something. Storytelling isn't about wasting time in the mundane. It's about sharing emotion in real life. And no, that doesn't mean airing out your dirty laundry, but we've all been here for a minute. We know that, right? All right, number 3. Super easy way is to take a longer story and chop it up into multiple parts as a sequence. We're seeing quite a bit of this now on social media, specifically in Instagram, and it's such a great way to repurpose your content. If you want some other great ways to repurpose content, head back into our archives. We have awesome episodes on how to really take one piece of content and repurpose it 10 ways. It's fantastic. But really taking that longer story, breaking it up into multiple sequences, will have your audience coming back for more and to see where it goes. You know, like that book that you just can't put down because you want to keep going, but you get interrupted and you have to, that desire that you feel to go back. Now, we've all been on social media for quite a while now, and we have seen firsthand someone do this, right? If you can think back now, another person that you are following has probably done this, where they post and they leave you that cliffhanger at the end and you're like, I just can't wait for more, or they tease that offer. That's what I'm talking about. It's about sharing emotion, sharing real life, and wanting someone to come back for more, and not in a super gross salesy way. Just please, enough with that. Number 4, don't be afraid to share emotion. Okay, again, not airing out your dirty laundry or putting yourself on a vulnerability limb that leaves you hanging, leaves you stressed out, leaves your nervous system in just this total mess. But it's okay to be real. It's okay to be raw. It's okay to truly relate. Are you going through something hard? Someone else is too. Are you completely overwhelmed at home because of XYZ? Someone else is too. Are you home with sick kids and you're just completely overwhelmed? Your house is a mess, but you're still making deals happen? Someone else is too. This is the reality. This is what we want to see. Are you meal prepping your Sunday night meals in a kitchen that is complete chaos and a disaster, but you're still making it happen? someone else's too. Something else that I love so much that we're seeing, specifically in Reels, both on Facebook and Instagram, is influencers that are coming out of the woodwork that are like saying, here's, for instance, how many of us have seen the Costco, like buy these 10 things at Costco, right? Here's the 10 healthy swaps at Costco. But you'll see the one that is super curated and perfect and great. And sure, that's like super fun to watch. Like, I love that. Like, tell me the greatest high fiber, high protein steals at Costco I can get this month. Awesome. I'm signing up for that. I'm watching that reel. Also, I'm seeing the mom who is like, I have $150 to feed my family of 6. Here's how I'm going to do it with clean eating. And she is showing up like her kids, their hair's a mess. She's plopping 6 kids in a cart. They're going into Costco, and she might not be picking all the like expensive organic grass-fed meats. She might be picking things that are a little more budget friendly, but still clean. And she's sharing that. And what she's doing in that moment as well is she is sharing, I am here for the moms that are in this same situation. I'm not here for the ones that are coming at me saying, you're not feeding your kids grass-fed beef. Oh my gosh, or you're not only buying organic dairy. Yes, I would love to be doing that, is what she is saying. That is not an option for me. I'm here to show up to help the moms that aren't able to do that too. I get goosebumps when I see these videos because you see both ends of this, and it is so incredible, and they are both really powerful. But dare I say that the mom that is showing up in that real life, not nearly as curated, is going to connect with others so much more. Like, I want to go back and watch her reels. The other ones, I'll see them pop up, and sure, I'll take a peek at them, but I can go figure that out myself at Costco as well. So that was a long-winded way of sharing this, but really, like, it's okay to be real. It's okay to truly relate. We don't have to be perfect. And it's a really great way to open up to our audience and let them into our lives. We don't have to be only picking the perfect and only sharing the perfect. We can share our ups and downs and everything in between, and what our life looks like, our actual real life looks like, and the journey it took to get here. This allows us to join them in the celebration and to celebrate ourselves, them, right alongside them. Number 5, are you a deep thinker? Awesome. I'm a deep thinker. Share your insights through storytelling. This can be such a powerful tool to get your message across and make it relatable to your audience. Have you ever been afraid to talk to someone about something really hard, something vulnerable, because you didn't know how they would react? Oh my gosh, I wish I had this podcast episode handy right now. I just listened to a Mel Robbins podcast. It's not new. It's a few months ago. And she shares how we are doing such a disservice to each other by assuming that someone else can't handle being uncomfortable with these conversations. And I just love it so much. So if you're a Mel Robbins fan, go back, find this episode. It was so good. But back to this episode, something vulnerable that we're just like afraid to talk about, afraid to like mention because you didn't know how they would react. So you think to yourself like, okay, I'm going to share the beginning of how I got to this feeling, how I'm dealing with it, and how the story can relate to them. And I'm going to share this if and only if I know it's going to connect with my audience, to help them feel a little less alone and to help them lift them up in some way. So again, you will see people just kind of like complaining on social media and thinking like that's a way that they're sharing like their true authentic self, that they're sharing like these deep thoughts, but it's not a way to connect. It's a way to turn off. So are you going through something hard that actually would make sense to connect with someone on, that you know someone else is going through too? And can you show up in a way that feels good to you, feels authentic to your brand, and will actually serve them? This is a great way to do this. Number 6, we've talked about this, but share your messy middle. Goodness, we are all in it. And this is what 2025 wants. Honestly, 2025 wants your messy beginning, all the mistakes and disasters, and it wants your messy middle. So maybe you've been an agent 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever that is, and you remember what it was like to start, and you're really proud of where you are now, but you're working towards something even bigger, but you remember what that was like. You know, you still have struggles. Like, we all have these struggles in our business daily. What if you showed up and shared that messy middle instead of making it shiny and perfect? Like, what if you did? Would you allow yourself the opportunity to have more agents flock to you, to have more agents feel like they could let their guard down and truly talk to you, truly open up to you? Maybe they would come on your team. Who knows? That's just like a side note there. But maybe you'd find like a way to connect with them and network, and that whole feeling of serving and giving back in your community would feel even better. And I'm not saying by any means not to share your successes. We need to see successes. Like, we need to know that it's attainable, that we will get there someday, that this is worth doing. But what if you also shared the hard stuff? Everyone is sick of the crap. Everyone is sick of the pretty. And a little bit is fine. A little bit is great. But like, let's show us some real of what it actually takes to get there. What do I need to do? And then when I get into my messy middle, I know that I'm not alone. And I know I'm not the only person who has walked through this. And I also know there's another side. It helps remove that false sense of delusion, what life, business, motherhood, marriage, friendship, anything else that we can think of should be. And it shows us there's a lot of learning to do, there's a lot of growing to do, and there's a whole lot of work to do. And the messy middle is just as important as the winning at the end. The reality is, your highlight reel is boring as shit. And I'm so sorry to say this, but it is so boring. Yes, it's pretty. It looks amazing on your feed. It's so boring, and you are going to continue to lose interactions. You are going to continue to lose connection if you continue to only use highlight reels. Now, you might argue with me and say, I don't know, I'm getting the most likes on my highlight reels, and I'm connecting with people, and I'm still selling. I'm going to share this with you now that in a couple years, you're going to notice a huge decline in your business if you continue to only post highlight reels, if you continue to show up in life only as a highlight reel. There's a way to truly celebrate our successes, celebrate life, celebrate all the things that we love, how much we love life, how much we love our business, how much we love our work, and still show up in an authentic way that makes sense, that others can relate to, because there's so much more to life than just the perfect. And some days, maybe they are perfect, right? Maybe you have that picture perfect day. Share that. That's totally fine. But there's also so much more to that. And when others can see through that disconnect, they're going to want to stop connecting with you. So instead, what if we ask them, will you meet me in my messy middle? It would certainly feel a lot less alone if we did that. All right. Number 7, step out of your comfort zone and show up anyways. I did a whole episode on this, so definitely go back in the archives and check it out. But really, if you're just afraid, like if you've been told like you need to show up in this picture perfect way, I need the perfect outfit, I need the perfect hair, I can't really share what's going on in my life. Yes, you can. Consider this your permission to do so. Again, we're not airing out any dirty laundry. We're not showing up to be self-serving. We're truly showing up to connect with our clients and making sure that everything that we do is to put it out there to create connection, which will then allow that authentic relationship to develop, that know, like, and trust factor to happen. And we'll essentially have already sold to them before we even actually have to sell to them. All right, Best Bench Babes. So those are the 7 ways you can start storytelling today. I'm going to break them down again. Number 1, share your story and how you got to where you are now. Number 2, share experiences you have as a brand. Number 3, take a longer story and chop it up into multiple parts and post a sequence. Number 4, don't be afraid to share emotion. Don't be afraid to share the raw. Number 5, are you a deep thinker? Share insight through storytelling. Number 6, share that messy middle. Share it. Share it in a way that connects with your audience. Number 7, step out of your comfort zone with perfection and show up anyways. Okay, Best Bench Babes, I hope this episode was really helpful for you. Those 7 tips will get you started to truly own your story and use it as a conversion tool. If you love this episode, hit me up on social media. I would love to know. I would love to break this down even more and share how to now take these 7 steps and create conversion with them. So we just went over a bunch of info. Head back to episode 14, dive into the power of storytelling even more. Let me know what you think. I hope you feel inspired to share your unique story with the world and use it as your greatest marketing tool. I can't wait to learn from you. I can't wait to see your messy middle. And I can't wait to crush 2025 and remove all of the bullshit. So until next time, Bus Bench Babes, I am over here cheering you on, celebrating your successes with you, and meeting you in your messy middle. Remember to keep your face off a bus bench and keep being the badass boss babe that you are.
Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.